all virtual. Starting with it's the new year, so just announced the 16th Street Theater out in the suburbs is having a new 90-minute play written by Lish Lansford. It's called Rostas and Hottie. It is a provocative comedy playing with racial stereotypes and race roles. It's an audio play followed with Roy Thomas illustrations that will be playing for the month of January only. But if you're looking for something new, 16th Street Theater, Rostas and Hattie. And then also just announced the Chicago Shakespeare Theater has its follow up to their hit Peter Pan, and this one is called The Journey. It is an immersive virtual theatrical event. It's going to run for 2 weeks only, January 12th through the 24th. And it is going to have famed illusionist Scott Silver, who will be live from his home in Scotland, performing feats of magic. Now, the get to this one is there are only 30 participants who can buy tickets at a time. The show will run from Tuesday through Sunday, and tickets range between $45 and $65. So if you're looking for something new, again, this is Chicago Shakespeare Theater. That would be chicagoshakes.com for more information. And also, I've talked about this one for a couple weeks. Steppenwolf still has the second of their 6 streaming plays. This one written by Isaac Gomez. It's called Wally World, directed by the Jeff Award-winning director Lillian Brown. This one's 2 hours and 20 minutes. Will run through August and has a virtual cast of about a dozen playing multiple different roles. And again, that would be steppenwolf.org if you want to check out Wally World. And also just announced today, Helena Handbag Productions is extending their Rip Nelson Holiday Quarantine Special. So if you're not quite ready to let go of the holidays, you've got Helena Handbags' campy, delightful play to keep you company. For more information, you go to handbagproductions.org to order tickets, and I believe those start at $25 as well. So that's everything on the local scene. And then for the national scene, I don't know if you two have seen about this TikTok video that has now raised over $1 million. It was called Disney's Ratatouille, and this started as one fan's TikTok video, and it just gained momentum for the last 6 months. So quite literally several high-profile celebrities got involved, and they wrote a musical for the Disney film Ratatouille that streamed online. It's raised over $1 million for the Actors Fund. It was a social media explosion, directed by Lucy Moss, who is the same woman from England who directed Six. I know we were very lucky and got to see the cast of Six perform here in Chicago 2 years ago, and they were set to open in New York and had to, and literally the COVID close down happened the night that Six was supposed to open. So it's directed by Lucy Moss, and then it starred Titus Burgess, Wayne Brady, Ashley Park, Andrew Barth Feldman from Dear Evan Hansen, and then for a cameo, Hadestown Tony Award winner Andre DeShield played Ego. But it was cute, it was fun, it was fast, and the real question now is, does this legitimately have a future? And only time will tell. If this is turned into a full-fledged Broadway musical, of course, it will need to be longer than an hour, and I'm sure more songs will be written in, but this was a cute and clever, groundswell grassroots coming together to create new content, to create a new musical. And the people on Broadway, I mean, were stunned. It was reviewed here in the Chicago Times. It got a review in the New York Times. So what started off as sort of a social media whimsy has turned into a legitimate art form.
All right, great. Is that all you get?
That's all my fun stuff for the new year.
Oh wow, that's kind of short for the new year.
Okay,
So Steven, what do you?
All the holidays are over, so all those holidays are hate to talk about every week. They've all stopped streaming.
So Steven, what are you saying for the coming months for theater?
I have to be honest. Everything in the United States is going to stay virtual. We are, and by we I mean the theatrical community. It's just nowhere near opening up houses again. I mean, there's just no way to do it safely for the audience or for the performers. And I'm not going to lie, I get a little jealous when I look at other countries. I mean, in Australia, they're opening new musicals. In London, their West End opened for just under 2 weeks, and then they had to close it in the coronavirus. So until legitimately the vaccine has been distributed within a large portion of the population, in-person theater is just not going to happen. It just can't. It just can't happen safely.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So, hey, I hope you have something to talk to us about next week, because
I do. I mean, these theatrical companies are not going away, and they are some are coming together and doing virtual fundraisers. Some are amending what they do, and their performers now are taking to Instagram or social media to do dance classes and fitness classes and this kind of stuff. So everyone's trying to hang in there. Everybody truly wants to get back to doing their primary gig, but so many of these performers are sidestepping the natural, traditional way of entertaining on the stage and are taking to social media to entertain. And I applaud that.
Yeah, I understand. Hey, Stephen, thanks as well, as always, I should say, for giving us the best in theater, and we'll see you next week.
You got it, my friends. You're
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Good night.
All right, everybody. Once again, as always, around 8 o'clock on the Let's Stay Together talk show, we feature Stephen Best in the Best of Theater. Again, for those of you all who do not know, and for those who just recently joined us as followers, Brenda and I are Chicagoland critics. We see theater shows in the Chicagoland area when there was theaters. Now it's black. But we will see somewhere between 200, 250 plays a year. And we had a great opportunity to do that. But now we're not able to do that as much. But we have Stephen that will talk about some of the things that he finds out about theater, just to keep theater alive for our audience. So we were giving out tickets to different plays and stuff like that. I mean, it was awesome. But now, unfortunately, we everything is black, and we're praying for theaters and those in the theater that things will come back, and hopefully people are helping them in theater world. Again, for those you all have been with us on Facebook, we're doing some new things. We've had some technical difficulties. That usually happens when you start something new. We're gonna work on that. After the show, we're gonna kind of look at some things and probably see what's going on, and we'll have all this together for you next week. You probably won't even see a glitch in and all. You won't see Brenda's face change at one moment. So, because when things don't work right for her, she gets a little text, and so, hopefully that everything is okay. Join us back again. So, baby, now that we've done that, this is one of the parts that I've always enjoyed. We're going to do the relationship letter. For those of you who don't know, you can send us relationship letter. You can send that information out on Let's Stay Together Talk Show at gmail.com. We appreciate all the relationship letters that we receive. When we do read the relationship letters, we let the person know. And now we are going to be reading our relationship letter for the day.
Dear LSTT, the new year is here, and yes, I am very grateful to be alive in 2021. However, we are only 5 days in, and the crazy is popping off all too well in my neighborhood. I try to start the new year off right, but my patience is being stressed to the limit. Sunday, I walked outside and noticed there was a car blocking the entrance to my driveway. The car didn't belong to any of my neighbors, so I called the police to have it towed. Yesterday, my neighbor across the street came to my house blessing me out because I had her car.
Blessing me out. I like that.
She wrote it nice. Blessing me out because I had the car towed and didn't have any right to do that. I didn't know the car belonged to anyone in her household because I went around and asked. Now, this crazy lady is telling me I have to pay for it so she can get her car out of the pound. LSTT, am I wrong for giving her a piece of my mind and telling her no? Sincerely, you have to be freaking kidding me. What you think about that, Rick?
Well, I like the fact that she sat there and said, I went around and asked everybody whose car it was, and I didn't know it was my neighbor. It would seem as though she didn't go to her neighbor's house. If you say everybody, how did you miss that neighbor? But
Maybe the car don't look familiar.
The
to
car
her.
was parked in front of the house, and she did what?
It was enter or and exit out of her driveway. So the point I'm trying to get with this story, if whether the car stopped or not, and if it did stop right there, you should have, as a good neighbor, told your neighbor what was going on, even if they wasn't familiar with who's. I don't think the lady was wrong. Nobody claimed the car. So she like, hey, the next thing I got to get out of my house, get out of my driveway. I'm with her. This when Betty Shabazz come out, I would have called the cops too to have this thing removed. So if you knew that that was your car, whether your neighbors, friendly neighbors or not, you should have said something. And she didn't. So you have to be freaking kidding me. I'm not upset with you for not paying for that toll, for her woman to get the car out by one bit. Because that woman knew if her car wasn't running, she should have said something about it.
Yeah, so let me get this straight. So the car was blocking her garage?
Her
driveway, and she did what?
She called the police because after she asked the neighbors whose car is this and nobody claimed it, it's like, I need to move this. I have to get out of my house. She called the police and they called the tow.
And then it was towed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And, if I look at the neighbor's point of view, I'd be really ticked off. Like, what?
They don't got a right to be. If they knew that was their car and they was blocking, like if somebody blocking our driveway, come on, tell me, hey, my car's not running. It's sitting here. I'm just letting you know I'm working on getting it out, but you don't say anything?
I understand that. And let me, if I pause for a second, doesn't mean I'm through.
Well,
I'm just trying to say something.
You got to talk fast.
I don't have to talk fast. You just have to, be a little bit slow responding. I can see the person getting a little bit, upset, but I would not say that they had the right to because you parked on somebody else's property or was blocking somebody else's ability to get their car out without even discussing or letting somebody know. And that happens a lot with people. I can understand if she did look and talk to every neighbor she could to find out whose car this was. It seems to be shocking that you have people in your neighborhood and they don't know whose car that is. Even if a new car comes on the block, you might say, hey, I think it might go to this house here. But it seems as though that this person may have been a little bit more frustrated and just said, I'm going to just get this car towed. Needless to say, I don't think she's wrong because the person shouldn't have parked the car there anyway. But if you're trying to be neighborly, we probably need to know how fast she decided to call the police. 5 minutes and she called the police, or did she do a Dougie Fresh? 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on. I'm calling the police.
24 to 48 hours.
She said 24 to 48 hours? Oh, heck, shoot, I missed that part. Girlfriend, you ain't got no problems.
Right.
That was waiting too much time. I gave you 2 days, 1 to 2 days.
And you only come out, probably embarrassed the neighbor whose car was, you only come out when your car is being towed?
Yeah, come on now. But basically what it sounds like that the neighbor was saying, blank you, I'm leaving my car there. And then all of a sudden the car gets towed. Why, what you doing my car? And then they mad at the person. This is your fault.
Yeah.
Your New Year's resolution should be healing yourself from not caring about other people's property and not just leaving somebody's car there. Hey, I'm trying to be all neighborly, stuff like that, but 1 to 2 days, 24 to 48 hours, honey, I would have waited about an hour and your car was going to be moved. We going to be doing that. What when they tell you don't pass go to jail on Monopoly, your car would have been gone. Hey, what is her name again?
You have to be freaking kidding me. You want me to pay to get your car out the pound?
No, I'm not paying to get your car out the pound. You should have not put your car in there in the first place. They say ignorance of the law is no excuse. You should know that parking on somebody else's property is not Right. So
Mm-mm.
her name again. I'm sorry.
You have to be freaking kidding me.
That what she put down. You ought to be freaking. So
Mhm.
you ought to be freaking kidding me. I don't have a problem with it all, girlfriend. No, I'm not paying nothing, not a cent, to get your car out of there. But you aren't gonna have a good neighbor. That's all I can say.
Well, I hope you know we in agreement with you. You have to be freaking kidding me, because that's just wrong, 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 wrong. Gonna block you now. You know you got a right to park in front of somebody's house, but on their private property, your car just happened to land right across where I could enter and exit. Nah, that's
Yeah,
not good.
that doesn't make sense. Hey, but thank you for sending that letter. We are definitely on your side, baby. What you got for us for Club 50?
For Club 50 last week to you. Now, usually the first Wednesday of the month is my Golden Diva interview. Lined up for this interview to take place tomorrow, but it's tentatively pending because of unforeseen circumstances. So I might, because I know I've been advertising this person, I might have to shoot just a little info commercial out there until I get the green light to go ahead. But out of respect for this individual who worked so hard with me to get this interview out, I would like for her to enjoy her interview when it does come out. So, once again, you could check out all those other great interviews that I had and stories at theclub50.com.
All right. So hey, that's great. You know, you did one thing on. I think was it Sheldon last week? You did something on.
Hmm?
You did the interview with Sheldon. Was that last week?
Last November I did that. for
No.
him.
Wow. November. That seemed like that was just last week.
Mm-mm.
Hey, again, we want to thank all the people who had joined us on here, and we're gonna get everything together for you. I've got a lot of people joined us: Tawana Young, Janelle Wicker, Michael Taylor, Katrina Turner, uh, Charles Papa Roma Lynch. Wow, that's a name. Charles Papa Roma Lynch. We've got Louise who joined us. Obi joined us. I think it's Mara has joined us. Louise's name was Louise LaFay. I'm trying to get this thing to turn right, but you know who. Christopher, Lisa from joining us. Katrina, Teresa, Lalitha, Range. Hope I said that right. We've got a couple of people. Leroy, Brenda should be needing these names. I'm terrible with names.
I don't see it.
Jamise, and somebody else who joined us today. I can't get in the middle of your name, but thank you for joining us. I guess it's Valicia. We thank you for joining our show today. But we've got about a couple of more minutes here. Hopefully you all enjoyed the background, the stuff that we was putting out there. We've got a way we can show videos. Again, we are also on YouTube. We're going to start throwing out a lot of blitz and blasts to let people know about the show on YouTube. And then Twitch, we're going to be doing that all as well. And we're going to try to figure out what's going on with the computer and the new thing and this maybe causing an issue. And we shouldn't have any problems with this starting next week. But as the saying goes, when you start something new, you always expect there's going to be some issues. Heck, a relationship is the same way. You start a new relationship. You could be dating someone for years, but when you marry them and move in the same house, it's COVID. It's like you don't know what kind of vaccination you're gonna need when that new relationship comes up. It's like, oh my God, this girl looks like this in the house. What the heck? I didn't see that. I ain't talking about you. I didn't know that. He does this and how? Look at these underwear. I mean, it's like you got all kind of new things you're going to learn about it. So, I mean, just like any system, you're going to learn something new. And so, I'm not trying to talk you out of marriage, and some of y'all might have decided to get a divorce right after that. But I'm just saying, things happen, and you got to be prepared for it. We're gonna tell to people to vote in Georgia. I didn't look out there. I need to kind of look out there in Georgia and see if they got any Georgia results out there to find out. If y'all know what's going on in Georgia, I got Georgia on my mind. Georgia election results. Here we go. 2021. I'm trying to figure out what's going out there in Georgia right now. Wow, it seems like Purdue and Kelly are reporting higher than what you call it right now. So I don't know. That don't look right. So y'all let me know what's going out there for the Senate race out there in Georgia. We're still asking people, make sure you vote in Georgia. I know it's over now. Voting is over. So I'm quite sure the time the vote is over. Maybe I can grab a CNN report here for a second and find out what's going on while we got a few minutes. But definitely make sure you join us next Tuesday, as always, so we can make sure that we've got some information set up for you. We're going to have another great show. We're going to talk about some good things. This year, we're going to be start talking about a lot of controversial things. We did that once before. So we're going to be talking about, child abuse and all those conversations we talked about before. We're going to come back again and talk about it. And then we're going to bring into it a Christian viewpoint on it, because there's so many things that are going on right now in the world that we want to be able to have people discuss out in the open, and not just Christianity doesn't hide behind very troubling issues. I mean, that's what we're supposed to do, talk about those issues. I'm trying to get live on here, but I think I may have to go to YouTube. Christianity doesn't hide behind a lot of the issues. We can't hide behind those issues.
We have to stay in the forefront of the issues, because when we don't, everything just seems to take over. We just fall into the cycle with everyone else. We're just conformed to the world now. But right now, when is inauguration day? January the what?
January the 21st, I believe. But we still got the 6th is going to be an issue, because a lot of people are going to be, they got a lot of senators that are fighting.
You talking about tomorrow?
Yes, they got a lot of senators that are, the senators and Republicans are fighting against the final stage of trying to fight against Biden being elected. So they're still trying to do that.
Come on, Georgia just have to bring it home for us.
Yeah, Georgia's definitely have to bring it home. Get him here. Oh, there we go. Go ahead. So we're trying to get that on there real quick. But that's some of the things you got to fight with, and some of the issues that we're having right now. What did I knock off on there? See, this is what happened last time too. But we've got some things that we're working on, and hopefully we can have all this together for you. Now, I like I'm gonna tell you something. I love the fact that these issues are happening right now, because Brenda know if he was not here, I'd be going crazy. I don't know how to do this stuff on my own. And so
that's
I'm
why I
glad
said last week,
here.
You gonna be here?
Hey, so we're about to wrap this up on the radio show when we are off of the show here. But I want you all just to listen up, and we thank you all for being a part of this show, and we hope that you all will be coming back with us next week. So this is Rick McCain, along with my baby, my girl, my boo, author Brenda McCain, with Tracy Brown Howard doing social distancing. We're going to leave you with we'll see you next Tuesday, 6:30. Woo!
I heard Tracy say
that when the vice president told the president that he does not have the authority to block certification of President-elect Joe Biden's victory, that the president told the vice president that it could be politically damaging